Mike, what led to your appearance here today? What happened? I mean,
Well,
how was the contact made?
Yeah, Mike Thomas, he's a member at Old Florida, where I am in Florida, and I've known him, and he asked me to come up. And the Special Olympics, it's something special. I do a lot of work with a group in Chicago, Misericordia, which is a home for the physically and mentally challenged individuals, children and adults. And so I understand what it's all about. The joy you put in these young people's life when you give them an opportunity to do something in Special Olympics, I think it's very special.
Well, then I'll persist with the next question. We have two fans. That's one team that they follow around here very much. Colts also. How does each one look?
I went up to the Bears last week and spent a day with Mark and the team, and pretty daggone impressive. I like what I see. I like the way they played the other night. Now, I know it's preseason. I think they got the distributing the ball very well. The question is their offensive line. If it holds up, I think they'll be a good team. Their defense will be every bit as good. I know they lost Urlacher, but it'll still be very good. These kids get after you. They get turnovers, and the special teams are always good. So I think they're going to be good. Now, in saying that, so is Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay. So, you got to come out of that division, 4-2 if you're going to have a chance. So you can't get swept in a division, or I don't think you can even end up 3-3 if you're going to win. I watched the Colts the other night. Andrew Luck is special. I mean, the coach, I can't say enough about him. What they're doing, what they're trying to do. I really like it. I thought he's got the ball to a lot of different receivers. They look like they ran the ball better. Again, I think one of their problems, if the offensive line holds up and gives them time to throw the ball, I think that's the same with the Bears. I think that's the biggest question mark. And you could say that probably about the 30 teams in the NFL, because, the defenses have an advantage. They got some guys on defense that can get after you, period.
Coach, you played with some good quarterbacks. You coached some good quarterbacks. You look at this newer, younger generation of quarterbacks. You mentioned Andrew Luck, RG3, Russell Wilson. What's your take on this new crowd of quarterbacks?
Well, they're great athletes. They really are. I was with Aaron Rodgers yesterday. Just great athletes. Drew Brees. I mean, now these young ones now are people who not only have the ability to throw but run. And I know Luck's basically a thrower. He ran a couple last night, but you can't say that they're better than Unitas or some of those guys, but they certainly have all the talent in the world. I mean, throwing the ball. I mean, I don't know that anybody throws it any better than Andrew Luck. And the kid up in Seattle he's a special player. I mean, he is. So I look around, RG3, character galore, great individual, and you just hope he gets back and stays healthy. And sometimes that's hard to tell a quarterback who has the athletic skills he has not to run the ball. It's what they've always done. So, but when I told somebody the other day, if you play football long enough, chances are you're going to get hurt. Period. It's cruel, but it's fact.
They're making obviously a lot of changes now, just in terms of the continued raised awareness with concussions and the problems that occur with those. With the rule changes taking place and they're being a little bit stiffer with their penalties, I'm just thinking of the hit that Bostic had for Chicago.
Just a bad. You shouldn't be fined for that. That was just a football play. You make a football play. When you're playing a game of football, you don't have 10 seconds or 20 seconds to think about what you're going to do. It's instinct. It's react, and then you strike. That's what you were always taught to do. Now, you put the helmet, the most sophisticated piece of equipment a football player wears is this helmet. So he certainly thinks that he's safer to hit and stick his head in there than he would be something else. In the old days, you didn't do that. The helmets we wore weren't like that. But, they were shoulder tackles and arm tackles, but now they're striking with their head a lot. I know what the league's trying to do, and I applaud them for trying to do it. I understand, but you got to be careful. Football is football. And if you take contact out of football, you don't have the sport anymore. And like I said, I know what they're trying to do, but you've got to be careful. They're finding kids. If you take a clip, a video clip or a film clip, and you slow it down, then you're going to see something completely different than what the official saw on the field. So come back after the fact. On the hit that the kid from the Bears had, there was no penalty. You come back and fine them $21,000? That's, I think it's wrong, but that's only my opinion.
As a former coach, what would you tell a player in that situation? How would you kind of help them avoid that? Is there a way to avoid those kinds of bang plays and getting those kinds of fines?
I think, again, if you're a coach, you tell your guys to play football. I mean, this is what they've learned as a youngster. You play the game of football a certain way. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. You know, you're not out there to hurt people. You're out there to play the game of football. But, you know, I don't know how to – football is a rough sport. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger than they were 50 years ago. And when you have collisions with people moving at that rate of speed, I don't care what your equipment is. You can have injuries. And you've seen now, you know, for example, the kid the other day that didn't go high, he went low. And he blew the kid's knee out from Miami. Now, that kid's not going to play the rest. This year, he may never play again. He tore about 3 ligaments in his knee. So, you know, so what's best? What would you rather do? If I was playing football and I was carrying the ball, I had caught a pass, somebody went for my head. Okay, that's fine. Not my knees. That's only my opinion.
Mike, you've been in the media for some time. What sort of things do you enjoy about this facet of your life as opposed to coaching?
Well, when you're young, you play. When you're older, you coach if you can. And when you get real old like me, you become an expert. So you get in the media. So you get to express your opinion about a lot of things. And I try not to overdo it, but I have fun with the guys I work with. I don't take myself too serious. And I know it's football. It's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It's football. You know, if you play harder and you're coached well and you do the right things, chances are you got a chance to win. Guys that make mistakes in football, you turn the ball over, you get penalties. It's not going to hold up over time.